Here we go, guys. SoFi stocks breaking out exactly like we covered in yesterday's video. We're up over 5% right now. We essentially filled the entire gap that we covered yesterday, and I want to do an update for you guys here, go over the charts, what's going on, my thoughts, and if we have time later in the video, we'll go over the indexes and maybe some other stocks. So, guys, let's just dive into it. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join my free email stock newsletter and check out my Patreon for my portfolio updates. I actually just posted one yesterday. That's linked down below. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive into it. So, man, we are up over 5% on SoFi right now, and it's about 1:15 p.m. when I'm making this video. I'm going to upload it right after I record it, so you're going to see it pretty much in real time. And we're up across the board. The S&P 500's up about 0.9%. Dow's up, 1%. Russell's up 2.25%. And which one am I missing here? QQQ, whatever. They're all up around 1%. The main ones, the big dogs, right? And the Russell, again, 2.2%. As the VIX now is down over 8%, and it's under 15 points, which I mentioned earlier in the day in my CPI video. I mentioned how the VIX is approaching lows, and I'll pull it up right here quickly to show you guys. The VIX is at a point where over the last 8 to 10 months we've kind of bottomed out at. The VIX, each time it gets to about 14, 15, it spikes. At least it has over the last 8 to 9 months at this point. So keep that in mind. VIX is down. We're hitting all-time highs on stocks right now, and SoFi is ripping as well, which is not surprising considering the CPI data we got this morning. Let me actually pull SoFi back up, and my Thinkorswim is glitching again here, guys. What is going on? Come on. Why do we use the platform if it glitches? Guys, I'm not hating on Thinkorswim. I've actually used them for a long time. I still love them, but sometimes, honestly, it's probably my computer. Here we go. It's going to pop up in a second. Here we go. There we go, guys. Excuse me. I am due for a new computer. I've said that before, which is probably coming in the next couple of months. Either way, we're back. SoFi is breaking out, and this is because of the CPI report. CPI inflation came in better than expected. The overall headline number, it was projected at 2.8% on the annualized number, but it came in at 2.7%. So what does this mean? This means rate cuts are more likely. If inflation came in at 3% or something, hotter than expected, what's the Fed going to do? They're going to hold off a little bit more, most likely. They're going to be like, oh, man, we can't cut rates now. Inflation's heating up already. Cutting rates will make it go even higher. So the fact that inflation came in better than expected, lower, right, that means, okay, hey, maybe we're going to get more cuts than expected. The Fed could cut rates sooner, right? And SoFi likes that because what's going to happen? Lower rates mean more borrowers. You know what I mean? More borrowers. So SoFi, again, filled the gap that we called out in yesterday's video. If I pull up the 1 hour chart, you guys should be able to see it. Yeah, so we called out this ascending triangle. We outlined this gap that started filling yesterday, but man, now we completely just, ripped through there, filled the gap. So at this point, we're right back to where we were in the end of July. Excuse me, guys, we were at 2380, 2375. So we filled that gap literally today. I think we hit 2375 on the nose. Yeah, on the dot right here, just about 2 minutes ago, 5-10 minutes ago, right? So we filled that gap. Now, if that's able to break, it's obvious what's next, right? We're going for the highs from right after earnings. Right after earnings, we hit $25 a share, right? Huge spike. And it looks like that's the next gap. So from 2380, 2375, if that's able to break, we could see that pop to $25 a share. Cheers, by the way, guys. Let me get some water. And by the way, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in as always, guys. I appreciate you guys. So pretty much that's it. That's why the overall market's jumping. That's why SoFi's jumping, and we're seeing a lot of green. What else is new? But you got to be careful in this environment. A lot of stocks are getting hot. SoFi has been hot. We know that. And again, the charts are pointing to more upside. But I don't know if I see that necessarily on a bunch of stocks, on all stocks out there, even on the indexes. And here we go. This thing is freezing on me again. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, it might be time. Honestly, it might be time to get a new laptop. This is insane. And it's kind of my fault. I got to get a new battery. It's been saying I need to get maintenance on the battery. I haven't done that. Whatever. It's like, why would I do that if I know I'm going to get a new one eventually? But yeah, here we go. We're back. So overall, the market is hitting all-time highs right now, but I don't know how much more juice we have here. Sure, it could run a little bit more, but historically, stocks do sell off a bit in September, So I feel like if we have a blow-off top rally here, which it kind of looks like we're seeing, SPY's breaking out above this trend line. We're hitting all-time highs. QQQ's doing the same thing. If we get this big rip to end off August, which I think is possible here, the way things are setting up, we could be setting up after that for a dump off in September. That's what we could be setting up for. So keep that in mind. But things are looking fantastic. And I don't know. I don't know how much more juice is left in this rally, but with the VIX being, again, where it's at, makes me a little bit, not nervous or worried, but it makes me realize, okay, don't go crazy and buy a bunch of stocks here, especially for short-term trades. Maybe play it safe a little bit. Look, if I pull the VIX up again and I bring my face down a bit, you guys can see we haven't really gone much under 1450 on the VIX since this year started, really. We got down to 1270 back in early December, but since the start of this year, 2025, the VIX has not gone under where we are now. And sure, maybe it creeps under that point, but if it starts getting a 1213, I might start buying, what are those? I think UVXY. I used to trade this sometimes, guys. I think this goes up, right? It's a leveraged VIX ETF, right? I believe UVXY. It's been a while since I've traded it. Maybe it's not even UVXY. Either way, maybe some, ETFs, even like an SPXL or SPXS rather. But yeah, this is UVXY. I believe this is, if you think the VIX is super low, yeah, this is the Ultra VIX short-term futures ETF. I think this is the one. Either way, there's ways that you can trade this, right? That's the point. And I gotta make a video on that and kind of brush up on what I used to trade there. But guys, VIX is getting super low, and that's usually a good time to take some profits. Maybe consider, looking at some puts on some super overbought stocks. That's kind of what I look at, but it's risky, obviously, and I don't want to push you guys down that road and make a dumb mistake. Do your own research. It's risky to try and trade these leveraged products or try and do puts or do anything like that. But I'm telling you, if the VIX gets down to 12, 13 especially, alarm bells usually go off in my head. And I, kind of back off from buying. I have some more cash. Maybe I buy some puts, whatever it may be. But, hey, it could stay there for a while. That's the thing. Just because the VIX gets to 13, 14 doesn't mean it's got to shoot right back up the next day. It could stay there for a month for all we know. So you got to be careful. But, yeah, that's pretty much it here, guys. A lot of stocks. Again, SoFi is not the only one. A lot of stocks are going. OKLO, I think, reported earnings yesterday. This one's up around 8% today, so we are getting the pop off that 180 SMA. This company doesn't make revenue, but they did report, let's see, they lost 18 cents. They actually missed the 12 cent loss estimate, but again, the stock keeps going. It's crazy. Up 8%. Looks like we got an outperform rating. Wedbush, of course. They maintain their outperform rating, and they actually bumped their price target to $80 from $75. I guarantee you that is the main driver of this move because, again, they missed on EPS, but Wedbush upped the price target, maintained the outperform rating, and you can see initially when earnings came out, the stock was down. But this morning we got that news and pop, boom, at open we ripped, and we opened at what, $70? Now we're at almost $78 a share on OKLO. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about that? It's it's one that I think honestly it could be overvalued, maybe extremely overvalued. I'm not looking to buy it here, but I'm watching it as there is a lot of hype around it and other stocks there. So what do you guys think? I'm going to wrap the video up here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join the email stock newsletter. Check out my Patreon for my portfolio updates. I posted one yesterday. All those links are right down below. And man, this thing is freezing again. I need a new computer, guys. What's going on here? I just upgraded the mic, actually. Got the nice mic set up. Hopefully the audio's better. Now it's time to upgrade that. So it's time. I'll catch you all in the next one.